has been an upward review of most petroleum products by the National Petroleum Authority, the NPA. The review, announced on Saturday, May 16, and expected to have taken effect from Sunday, May 17, says a 9% price increase for most of the petroleum products. Now, per the new price, petrol will now be selling at 3.33 cedis per litre from the previous 3.05 cedis, while diesel, which was previously sold for 2.97 cedis, will be selling now at 3.24 cedis. Liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, will now be selling at 2.88 cedis from an old price of 2.64 cedis. MGO local, which was sold at 2.96 cedis, will now go for 2.96 cedis, and technically meaning that one remains unchanged. Now, unified petroleum and kerosene for mining firms are expected to go up by 4%. However, premix fuel and RFO did not see any price adjustments. Meanwhile, Public Relations Officer of the National Petroleum Authority, Yaro Kasambata, says the authority is implementing a full cost recovery system which will ensure a consistent availability of products to consumers, also to avoid possible shortage. He explains that the price hike has become necessary due to the depreciation of the cedi and also the increasing price of Brent crude on the world market.
Dated Brent crude has gone up to about 37%. You have petrol on the international market also going up about 34%. You also have diesel going up about 26%, pushed prices to go up at the pumps locally by 9%. The depreciation of the cedi also has an impact on how much we are buying the products locally, and subsequently has led to the increment in the price. The third reason is the full cost recovery, because it is in keeping with the principle of full cost recovery that the product price is quoted on the international market and the local prices must reflect such that there are no under recoveries. If we don't do that, you are going to have under recoveries accruing, and that is when in future, when they are lowering prices and you want lowering prices to reflect at the pump, that argument could be used as a reason to uphold the prices. But what the consumer should know is that in the nearest future, we are going to implement the policy of price liberalization. The consumer will see oil marketing companies use low prices as a tool of competition. If that happens, oil marketing companies will be quoting various lower prices at the pump with the intention of attracting consumers to its retail outlets. When that happens, the consumer will be the beneficiary for it. This policy will be implemented, and MPA will be the regulator in ensuring that no oil marketing company exceeds the threshold that has been agreed on.
Now, in a related development, the Deputy Transport Minister Joyce Bawa Mokhtari says transport fares will not be increased. She spoke to Pakwesi Asare, my colleague, on News 360 yesterday.
Let's take with that specific issue about the possible effects on transport fares. Are we likely to have any increases?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, no. I have received reliable information that some negotiations are ongoing with the Ghana Private Road Transport Unions and their executives. What we have actually done is that we've always had an understanding with them that once prices do not go up beyond 10%, fares will stay the same. I believe that for now my information is that fares would remain unchanged and that a communique has been signed in that regard and would shortly be circulated to all media houses for necessary publication.
And so for the consumers out there who are listening to you, what happens if tomorrow they board a taxi or a trotro and it happens that there's an increase in the fare? What should they do?
Well, certainly I believe they will have recourse to the executives within the association, that the passengers can actually lodge complaints also with the Ministry of Transport. To the best of my knowledge, what I know is that for the time being, the Ghana Private Road Transport Associations would not be increasing fares. At least that is the agreement that we have with them at the Ministry of Transport. And the Honourable Minister for Transport is actually leading that effort in that regard. So we have been informed also that the communique to that effect will be duly advertised for the attention of all stakeholders.
So that was the Deputy Transport Minister Joyce Bawa Mukhtari giving the assurance that yes, there has been an increase, 9% across board, but it shouldn't affect fuel price or the transport fares that you and I pay, be it taxi or trotro. We have already started getting reports that it's already causing some confusion. Our reporter Godfrey Tanama visited a number of filling transport trotro stations, as it's called, and has been much for your time. Where exactly have you been, and what are the stories you're picking up?
Yeah, actually from the stations, you realize that the drivers are not ready to, or they've not made up their minds to increase the fares. According to the local, the union at the station, various stations, they are saying they're waiting for their national leaders to come out with any decision, or after the meeting. The meeting will be held on Wednesday to decide exactly what to do. So as of now, they are not increasing any fare, just waiting on the national leaders to come out with whatever decision will be taken after the meeting.
All right, but apart from that, have they also complained about the fact that some of their members wanted to increase, and that has raised some altercations in various vehicles?
Yeah, according to the executives, early this morning when they reported that work, they went round and warned the drivers not to increase the fare, and then also sent out circulars to the passengers that any driver who attempts to take any or charge more than the usual fare should be reported to the secretariat. That is what they have done right now. So according to the report that we are getting, no driver is increasing fare. And we spoke to the passengers, and they are paying the right fare they are supposed to pay, waiting on their leaders to make sure that whatever decision comes out, then they implement that.
All right, thank you very much, Godfrey Tanam. He is TV3's reporter, and he's been to a number of transport yards, and he's been speaking to the leadership of the GPRTU. They are saying that as of now, they have not told their members to increase because they are yet to go for a meeting which will be held on Wednesday, after which they would come up with figures as to whether or not to increase the transport fares. The chairman of the GPRTU, that is Robert Saba, earlier agreed to speak with us, and we are working the lines to ensure that we get him back on. We get him on the line so he tells us what are some of the factors that would influence decision whether or not to increase, because yes, government says it's gone up across board by 9%. What are they going to do about it? Is it going to affect how much they are going to start charging passengers? If yes, how much percentage would it be? And then certainly the issue about already there are fights in a number of trotros that, and the reports have been coming into our offices. They've started calling that some are added 1 CD to it, some 50 pesos, some 80 pesos, some 20 pesos. But I think that before such a decision is taken, the GPRTU would have to give us the information on that, or give them clearance before they can do that. So when we do get Robert Saba, who is the GPRTU chairman, on the line, we would get their side of this story.